Hi, and welcome to Writing Learning Objectives tutorial. So, what are learning objectives? What is the difference between goals and objectives? Goals represent the ultimate aim or desired result for students upon completion of the course. Learning objectives are more detailed breakdown of the course goals. For example, if one of your course goals is for students to be able to design and calculate a plan for launching a rocket, we may be in trouble. The goal is too broad. It requires that we break it down to smaller components. Learning objectives are detailed breakdown of the goals. They describe specific knowledge or skills students will have or be able to perform at the successful completion of the course. So, let's go back to our goal of designing a plan for rocket launching. To break it down, we can develop the following learning objectives. For example, students will be able to construct a model of a ramp utilizing at least one cuboid and one sphere with accurately calculated dimensions. And students will be able to calculate rocket trajectory from a ramp, ignoring resistance of air, with accurate estimations of at least two factors, such as time and altitude. And this is the expected result. Let's outline a few details for writing learning objectives. Your content, assessments, activities, they all should be driven by objectives. So you start with the end in mind. In the example earlier, this was the ability of students to design and calculate a rocket launching plan. To help you create learning objectives, we recommend the following model, ABCD of learning objectives. In other words, we will build our objectives with audience in mind, behavior, condition, and a degree. Audience refers to who. In this case, these are our students. Next, we need to add a behavior or action. This is what you want your students to be able to do. C represents condition for demonstrating learning, or the condition under which students need to perform. And D. D is for degree or criteria. This will indicate how well we want the behavior to be performed, or how will we evaluate the performance or the ability to do something. So let's build an objective using the ABCD model. For example, our course objective could be stated as, by the end of the course, students will be able to identify distinctions between modern and postmodern art, using correct grammar and terminology, scoring at least 2 out of 3 rubric criteria as proficient. This objective is specific and measurable. Learning objectives describe outcomes that are specific and measurable. Often when we write objectives, we think of what we want students to understand. The problem with understanding is that it is too broad and it's not measurable. How do you measure understanding? That is why, when you write your objectives, think of measurable behaviors or actions. So instead of using verbs like understand or know, think what would constitute for students to really know something or understand something. For example, you can use verbs such as memorize, describe, summarize, apply, or interpret. These are all measurable verbs. Okay, now that you're all kings and queens of writing specific and measurable objectives, let's get to work. We hope this tutorial was helpful. Good luck!